I'm Sheri Ann Richerson, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Experimental Homesteader TV. And what we're going to do today is make butter from heavy cream. And you can use heavy cream from your goats, your sheep, your cows, or you can go to the store and buy it if you don't have any. I have frozen heavy cream, so it's going to look kind of chunky and different than what fresh will. But I just freeze it in these canning jars. These are half-gallon canning jars. I use these canning jar lids. I write on it what it is and when I froze it. And then I put it inside of 2-gallon zipper bags. So if my jars bust in the freezer, and it does happen even with brand new jars, that at least I don't have a mess in the bottom of my freezer. So here's what I do. This is just a blender. You can use any kind of blender. Mine happens to be glass. I dump this in. And like I said, it's kind of thick. So, and this is good. And I'm only going to dump about half because I do want some room for this to mix up. I'm going to set that there. I'm going to turn my blender on to the blend cycle. And I'm just going to blend it like that. Now as it's blending, it's going to get a little bit thick in here. You can probably see that. You can add some milk if you want. I'm going to walk over here and get a little bit of milk, and I'll be right back. And again, you can use any kind of milk that you want. This is just to help thin it out a little bit, so the butter has more room to churn in there. Getting really thick in there, so I'm just going to stir this up a bit. What you don't want to do is burn your blender up. I've burnt several blenders up actually doing this. So you don't want to do that. I'm just going to turn my iPhone off so it doesn't go off during this video. You do want to check it periodically to see how it's doing. If you have an electric butter churn, you can do the same thing. It's just it takes a lot more cream, and I think it's a little bit slower than actually using the blender. I need a napkin, please. So, and as you can see, this is kind of messy. I just forgot to bring napkins. Thank you. Okay, and we are having a technical difficulty here. I thought that was on solid. I guess not. So I will just hand this to my assistant back here. Could you rinse the bottom of this off with some water, please? And I want to tell you, after you make your butter, if you're making it in quantity like I am, you can wrap it in saran wrap after you shape it into little balls. And you can put it in the freezer, and you can actually freeze it and use it up within a couple months. Thank you. And you can season it if you want. The only seasoning I put in my frozen butter is a little bit of salt. I don't add any herbs or anything like that until I'm actually ready to use it, and then I add them that morning and I let them set till the afternoon. I don't know if you can see that, but it is starting to get thick. It will get a lot thicker before it turns into butter. I'm going to add just a little bit more milk. And mix it in. And because this is going to take a little bit of time to turn this quantity into butter, I'm going to stop the video now, but you can watch for a second video where I will actually show you what it looks like when it comes out of this and how to deal with fresh butter.